Hello everyone, it's Natalie. Welcome to Cuban Vegan Life again. Today I'm making Cuban tofu fricassee. Before we went vegan, one of the dinners that we cooked the most was Fricase de Pollo. Why? Because y'all know Ricky loves chicken, and it was honestly a very easy recipe. I would just throw everything into the pressure cooker and I had dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. So when I discovered this pressed super firm tofu at Publix, I was inspired to try this recipe out because this tofu, I don't know, I think it's because it comes already pressed, but it's so much more chewier. This tofu is different than the water packed extra firm tofu that you usually see at the supermarket. I honestly hadn't seen this until just a few months ago. For the marinade, we're gonna use 16 ounces of pressed super firm tofu, the juice of a sour orange, 2 to 3 tablespoons of chopped cilantro, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley, a 1/4 cup of white cooking wine, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and a 1/4 cup of broth. I'm using these vegan not chicken bouillon cubes that I found at Whole Foods. They were like $2, so not too bad. I dissolved one of these cubes into a cup of boiling water to use throughout the recipe. But if you can't find this, you can use vegetable broth or any other kind of broth you want to use. So for the marinade, I'm also using a tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of Creole seasoning, a teaspoon of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and about 4 cloves of garlic. The first thing that I'm gonna do to prepare the marinade is to open up the packet of tofu and dice it up into medium-sized chunks. Then I'm gonna throw them into this little Ziploc bag so that I can put the rest of the marinade ingredients in here. I didn't feel like using a garlic press because sometimes it makes my wrist hurt, so I just minced these with a knife, but feel free to use whatever you want, a garlic press, mortar and pestle, it doesn't make a difference. So I rinsed the parsley and I kind of took the leaves off of the stems, and then I'm gonna chop it up. And here's the cilantro, washed as well, and I'm gonna also chop it up. To mix the marinade, I'm going to use this measuring cup, and I'm gonna take the sour orange, cut it in half, and juice it. Alright, so I'm stirring in the white cooking wine, the not chicken broth, the soy sauce, the olive oil, the nutritional yeast, the onion powder, the Creole seasoning, and the cumin. The minced garlic, the chopped parsley, and the chopped cilantro. I didn't add any extra salt since most of these ingredients are high in salt anyway. Once I have everything all mixed up, I'm pouring it into the Ziploc bag with the tofu to marinate in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. The longer you leave it, the better. While the tofu's marinating, I'm gonna get started on the rest of the ingredients. For the fricassee, I'm using 2 small onions, or you can also use a medium onion, half a green bell pepper, and 1/4 of a red bell pepper, and 2 carrots and 2 potatoes. I'm also putting in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I found these little packets at the dollar store. They're super convenient because each little pouch brings 2 tablespoons. I'm also using about this much of Spanish olives, a culantro leaf that I'm throwing in the pot whole, and a teaspoon of salt and a bay leaf. So I'm just gonna chop up the onions and peppers. And now I'm peeling the carrots and potatoes. When I'm cooking, I always keep a little bowl like this around to throw all the vegetable scraps in. It really makes the cleanup at the end much easier and quicker. Here I chopped up the potatoes around the same size of the tofu, but I actually recommend that you chop them a little bit bigger so they won't fall apart while cooking. The same goes for the carrots. Cut them up a little bit bigger so they won't fall apart. Here's my pressure cooker. I set it to the sear option for 30 minutes, and I'm pouring in some olive oil, about a teaspoon or so, to saute the onion and pepper. I also felt like throwing in some more of the Creole seasoning, so that's what I did here. So once the onion and pepper are translucent, I'm gonna take the marinated tofu and throw it in. This is the rest of the vegan chicken broth. I also had to prepare another cup of broth, and I forgot about the tomato paste, which I should have added before the tofu. Now I'm putting in the rest of the ingredients, the olives, the bay leaf, the culantro, salt, and the chopped potatoes and carrots. I set the pressure cooker for about 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes were up and I released the pressure from the pressure cooker, I put it on sear again to let the liquid reduce. Once the liquid has reduced to the consistency that you prefer, you can go ahead and take it off the heat. And here's the finished product. I served it alongside white rice, salad, and some sweet plantains that I fried in the air fryer. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye everyone.